gleeful. Hi, everybody. It's Lizzie D. Welcome to my weekly comic review with my special guest, Uncle Gary, the Ric Flair of comics,
Woo!
as he always says. Um, from Kodak Station, I so appreciate you. Krista is under the weather tonight, so she has no voice. Poor girl. So I told her to take lots of immune boosters, stay in bed, drink lots of fluids, and feel better. She'll be with us again next week.
I
Um,
understand. I scared her away.
yeah. You're
She.
so intimidating.
I know when I see her every Wednesday when she's selling me books. She never speaks to me. She's just mums the word.
Oh
She's
my
just
gosh.
so
I love
shy.
her so much, so much. She is
She's a
just
joy.
she really is. And I'm always tickled that, I met her through Comic Logic, but she's known my son since he was like 17.
Really? Okay. Wow. So you have deep ties with her. I tell you
Yeah,
what.
well, Will and his dad moved here in Loudoun County in 2007. So his sister graduated from high school that year. So he's 40 and a half years younger. So he was about in ninth grade, eighth.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was going into high school in Fairfax County, but then he moved here, and middle school was seventh, eighth, and ninth. So he had to do one more year of junior high before he went into Loudon. He went to Loudon Valley. The Vikings.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Percival, and so yeah, so he spent all those formative years here in Loudoun County for I think you make most of the friends that you keep for life. Most of us in that high school through early 20s, those friends tend to be the ones that stick
That's
around the
sick.
longest. I think that stick those relationships that we make.
Well, good.
So yeah, so he's got some roots here. I'm really glad to be back, and I'm glad not to be living in Fairfax County. Nothing against Fairfax County, but last time I lived there was very stressful, and it's nowhere near that way here.
I grew up in Arlington.
So you know, right?
I'm happy to be
Yeah.
here. Absolutely. And I will say this about Krista. When Krista first came to the shop,
Hmm.
liked her, was intrigued. But when I would mention something and she
Hmm.
would drop that she had some not just comic knowledge, new comic knowledge, I knew she was well with that.
Yeah. Right.
But when she would she would say things that let me know that she had old school comic knowledge.
See,
Then that,
that's so. Yeah. See,
yeah, then that
that's
impressed me. So
amazing.
that impressed the hell out of me when I saw.
Yeah. Sure.
So,
Her
Krista,
knowledge.
if you're watching, I was impressed. You got. I mentioned some old heads, some old
She
names,
said,
and
I
you.
gotta, oh, hold on. I need to share the chat. She said, you're terrifying. He's
I am.
not. Oh,
You saw that,
Krista,
right,
that's
Krista?
watching. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Feel better. You do have some major guns. I have to give you
Well,
that. But then
that's that.
again, you've seen John. You see who I live with, so that's why
Yeah.
he's a big old biker guy. So
Well,
that's
that's
why
what
I
I do.
don't find you terrifying.
I'm an old man. I'm an old man of 61, working on 62 here in 4 months, but 3 days a week,
All
450
those
push-ups.
push-ups. Well, and
So
then as you always say, reading comics makes you
make
strong.
you strong, baby. Reading
Dude,
comics
I
makes you
came
strong.
moved here with 3
Do some
boxes, and I
push-ups.
now have like 8. So
Well,
most of them are the smaller because I'm selective in what I've put in them.
I, I,
So
I have 60,000, like
I
62,000.
know it's crazy, and
You've
yeah,
seen.
I walked around the
Mhm.
amazing collection that you had.
Library of Comics, as we call it.
Library of Comics. Well, speaking of comics, which we're here for, why don't you go ahead and share with us what your favorites were this week that came out?
Okay,
I know you got a big stack, and
always
you
do.
already showed off everything at on Codex's show last night. So I don't expect you to go through it all again. So
Yeah,
yeah, just tell me what you liked this week. What was
well,
your
I
favorite?
didn't think you could handle all of it because this would be another 4-hour epic
I
show.
I was behind you in line. I
I know,
saw the stack of books you were buying. I was just like,
I know. Listen,
"Ooh,
I'm not
better
only
you than me."
I'm not only an owner, one of the
Yeah.
owners of Comic Logic. I'm also the biggest customer.
I
So,
could totally believe that.
That's how you
totally
get.
believe that.
That's how you get 60,000 comics, boys and girls. And I started collecting in 1974, and I was 9.5, and I never quit, not for one day, not for 1 second, not for 1 minute. I
See, I
never
wish I could
stopped
say that.
collecting at all.
I
And
can't say that.
and I
So
had
impressive.
time for the most important things in life. I
Yeah.
made time for football, comics, and girls. Not necessarily in that order, but I had time for all three. So there you go.
Yeah,
So
right.
time, patience. But anyway, we
All
digress.
right. So
So,
share what you got.
all right, one of my favorite things, books of the past couple years, is this little ditty called Hyde Street. I love Hyde Street. And Liz and I have hooked
And
Liz up
I've
some
missed,
books.
I love Sisterhood, but I did miss. We had a good, 4 months of no Hyde Street,
Yep.
of only Sisterhood.
Yep.
Oh, you got that. I only got the A cover.
Yeah, that's the C cover. And for those of you that don't know about Hyde Street,
Yeah.
let me preface this by saying my favorite television show of all time, is The Twilight Zone. This, as Jeff Johns has said, is a loving homage to The Twilight Zone.
It really is.
So I just want to read the introduction that you'll see in every issue of this, and think about the opening.
Go right ahead.
Think about the opening monologue
ahead.
to The Twilight Zone.
Yep.
There's a street just around the corner, both familiar and unknown. A street branching off every small town square and cutting through every big city avenue. It is a place where the wicked and cruel are drawn to the crossroads of mortality and madness, with the inevitable destination of not merely death, but something far worse. It's a place we call Hyde Street.
Who's your favorite character on Hyde Street?
My favorite character?
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
There's a lot of good ones. There are really a lot of good ones.
I kind of like the biggest. See, I don't want to say the word. The biggest jerk in Hyde Street is a Cub Scout named Pranky, and Pranky, I love Pranky. I like Mr. X-Ray. I feel empathy for the matinee monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think Pranky is the engine that moves that book when he's in it.
He's such an imp.
Such a jerk.
He's a jerk and an imp. But yeah. Well, you remember when we did on Codex, you guys did the Halloween covers.
Mm-hmm.
One of my top covers was the one that was the homage to Norman Rockwell.
Yes, the part
with was on fire and he and the fireman were sitting there. Oh, it was so good.
Policeman, it was a great.
Yeah, with the dog eating the arm on the floor. Yeah. It was great. I totally agree, Krista, that Pranky is the worst but the best character. I don't know. I really like Sisterhood. They've been showing little glimpses of her throughout the thing, and this week
Did you read it?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a little bit of backstory.
I really like her. I really like her and her sister. So
I do too. Mm-hmm. I dug it, and we get a little bit of presaging of the Butcher.
Yes, I can't wait for the Butcher. I can't wait.
So this has been a great book. They've made us wait a little bit, but yeah.
Hey, Sam.
Pranky is, hey, Sam, good to see you, kiddo.
She's doing a commission for me of Eartha Kitt's Catwoman.
Ooh, Catwoman. We have Sam Kidlet art in this house.
You can't see it. I do as well. But if you look, I got Dan Kelly art right over my head.
There you go. I got Dan Kelly art.
And he gave me that. I colored in. I don't have it framed yet. I need to get it framed, but it fit there without a frame. So
nice.
Up on the wall it went.
I think Kidlet still needs a tour here, but we haven't. Got help scheduled. Friend of the shop, Philip Kennedy Johnson. I'm always gonna pimp his Hulk.
Oh, I haven't read that yet, but I have the first volume of the trade paperback, so it's on my reading list.
It is so good. The art is so amazing.
I know. I'm reading it. I've gotten rave reviews. Everybody that I've talked to said it's great.
And this book,
look at that artwork. Ooh.
This book is a horror book. Make no mistakes. It is a horror book, which is what the
See,
Hulk
you
should
kind of
be.
have a little bit of horror in your comics, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, got to. You know,
Yeah.
the horror books that I have are, people love looking at those covers more than anything else when I bring out collect. I mean, sure, they like to see the big guns. They do like to see the big guns, the big
Yeah.
books. But when it comes to just checking out covers, it's really the horror covers.
Yeah.
I have not read this yet, and I haven't read that Hulk yet either, but I'm excited to. I'm excited to read The Punisher.
Oh, I've heard good things about that. I did not get it, but I
Yep.
heard good things about it. I love him on TV. I've never, I hate to say it.
Look at that art.
Oh my gosh. Yes. We want to see you too, Sam. I hope to see it lock on.
Yep, Sam, see you there. Here's the negative space. Yeah, The Punisher.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I love that cover. Wow.
Listen, I haven't steered you wrong so far. If you let me know when you're serious about checking out a Punisher volume, and we will talk about it, and I'll hook you up with a.
Gary, I have a stack of trades.
I know.
I got to get through them before I buy any more. I made myself a promise.
I know. I got it. But I've always got recommendations for you.
And, always.
And there's not one you've come back and said.
You have not steered me wrong yet. Not yet. Not yet. I can totally admit that. All right. What else you got?
Okay. This.
How is that been? I see Rob talk it up every week. I am not a huge MonsterVerse fan, but they're really popular, I guess.
Yes, and here's the thing about a book like this, why I like to highlight it. It's because when we want our comics, we like comics that are serious, and we like comics, that have meaning. But you know what? Comics can just be fun, like a giant monster beatdown. Yeah.
Okay. Comics, and the art's good.
The art.
Look
at the art is really good.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice.
The art is good. It's Muscoletto. I believe it is Bucoletto.
Okay.
And one of Sal's paisans. So just comics can be fun, and we want to emphasize that a lot of times.
I think that's why Archie is my guilty pleasure, because the Archie comics are still fun after all it's been for me 50 plus years, and he's still in high school, and he still can't decide between Betty and Veronica. I love it.
You know what? Why choose if you can have both? So
exactly.
Right. Archie, you're getting it. A book that you missed, but I put one back for you. This is the A cover.
Okay.
This has been fantastic.
I really enjoyed the first 2 issues.
Look at this.
Oh, look at that art.
And you got the series from you got the first one.
This is the second one. I have all of the first one, and I choose. Krista agrees with you.
Yep.
Oh.
Come on, look at that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And this is done. Look,
and I love the purple gloves.
The purple gloves, when he first
was he originally
introduced.
Had.
Yep. So this art by Mike Perkins is fantastic.
And the story, Dan Jurgens is doing a great job on the story.
Jurgens is phenomenal. So I highly recommend this. And I love the World War II or World War II and pre-World War II era of storytelling and comics and things.
It reminds me of a Sam Slade novel.
Yes.
In comic form, but Batman is instead of Sam Slade,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I love that era. That was one of the coolest things about the book. I talked into getting Pulp, that it dealt with a guy that was raised, Brubaker.
It reminded me of the whole world that Elroy creates too in his LA novels, his Lloyd Hopkins novels. So Pulp was amazing.
What a great read. And like Chris said, Chris Schwartzlander, I believe know from the show.
Yeah.
Chris said the only thing about the movies, you finish it and you're like, damn, I wish there was more.
Yeah.
Good. And it has a definitive ending, so there is no more.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, Brubaker and Phillips.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. Comic Logic.
They haven't steered me wrong as a team yet either. I have a couple more things, like I have Noir on my is sitting on my stack. And one other that the name is escaping me. Oh, All My Heroes Have Been Junkies.
Oh,
He's
so good.
also on my stack.
His,
So
his
I have
whole
that in
criminal,
hardback.
his whole criminal line is great. I have them all.
Yeah, I haven't read. That's that and the Fatale. Those are on my list after I finish the ones that I already have. Yeah.
Because you read Fade Out, right?
Yes, I've read
Okay.
Velvet, Fade Out, and Pulp. So far.
You know what? I think Velvet was the first one I recommended to you
Yes,
because
it was.
you loved strong female protagonists.
Ugh.
And Velvet.
I want to see them make a movie of that, and I want to see, well, now we're all in our 50s, so maybe, like a Berry, or, one of the Gen X women
Well,
playing her would be amazing. Now, if it was
yep.
15 even years ago, Helen Mirren would have been perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
But she's now a little too old in her 70s.
I agree. Helen Mirren is.
But yeah, there's a number of Gen X actresses that could really. Demi Moore could do a good job with that, I think.
I think so too. I surely think so too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. But you got to have a certain bit of age on.
Exactly.
All right. Here's something else I got last week that I'm thrilled to have. Jim Aparo, Brave and Bold.
So much.
I love Aparo, and one of the things I'm proudest at the Codex Station is, Dan knew, but Sal didn't know him so much, and now Sal goes out and buys Aparo work when he sees it.
I've gotten almost all of the 80s Catwoman and Batman Aparo covers. My goal is to have all of them.
Yeah, Aparo.
I love his art.
Yeah, this is just
he drew muscles and the hands.
Well, that's what I was telling people.
Look, so Krista and I had a conversation a couple weeks ago about how we sometimes we determine an artist by how they draw a hand.
Yep.
Yeah, right there. You can see it right there. And how we were talking about how, like, I love Jenny Friesen's art, but sometimes if her art is not featuring the hands, she'll not kind of do them in a lot of detail. Right. And I don't care where the hands are. I want them in detail. To me, that's the mark of a good artist.
Well, and the other thing that was really cool about his Batman work here, I'll tell you what, bear with me one second.
Okay.
I'm going to grab an Aparo cover. Yep. The things we just have on the wall here.
Yeah.
So this is Brave and the Bold, 118. This is a top 10 cover for me all time. That's Jim Aparo.
Oh yeah.
Look at those hands.
Yes.
Batman.
Exactly. And it's not just.
You don't want to get hit with those.
It's Wildcat's hands and the Joker's hands. Like you can see the muscles. You can see the tension in the knuckles.
And the jaws. He would draw these jaw lines, these granite jaws on his Jim Corrigan, who's a Spectre, his Batman, Bruce Wayne, his Aquaman. The hair would be flowing underwater. He's the first one that did that. His Phantom Stranger. But he drew these manly men, and these just great big burly mitts on them that you did not want to get hit with. And
exactly.
So Jim Aparo.
It's great that I got the Russell Dauterman, the Marvel Women of him, that he has drawn. I got that a couple weeks ago, so I know it's nice. And I did that because you were showing off that book when I was at. No, not that one. You were showing off the one from the Phantom when Katie and I were at your place a couple Tuesdays ago for game night.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Was the Phantom Strange one? Yeah.
Yes, that was. Whew.
Oh, so good.
That made me think I really need to get that Russell Dauterman book before it sells out because they only had the one left. So.
Okay, so we're all. Okay, so I'll talk. So. I'm going to show this real quick. This is a facsimile edition of House of Secrets 92.
Do you have the actual 92 cover?
I have every issue of House of Secrets, so that would be.
Okay, yep, you do. Okay, I wasn't sure.
And it's not only do I have it, it's raw and it's a 9+. It is beautiful. The colors on it. It's kind of dealers look at it. My buddy that's dealer goes, "Oh man, that's so good." So anyway. I got an homage cover to that. They reprinted House Secrets, and Gabriel Dell'Otto, who's one of
Oh,
my
I saw
favorite
this.
cover
I
artists.
saw this last night. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, how about
Oh,
that?
I love the monster in the mirror.
Isn't that
And
great?
how I agree with Dan. I like that it's an homage, but it's different. I think that
Hmm.
those are the better ones when they do an homage, but they don't copy it exactly.
Exactly. So I love that. And
Yeah.
so this was one of the things. This was number 12, 1211 out of 2,500. So I was happy
Ooh,
to have that. And
I
then
bet.
two of the other cool things I've gotten recently. For those of you, there's a documentary on Netflix called Selling Superman. And it's about a guy that he inherited his father's comic collection. His father
Right.
had some mental illness. He was a bit of a hoarder. And unfortunately, this fella, he couldn't enjoy the collection with the father because he hoarded it. They couldn't enjoy it together. And so it's just this, there's kind of family trauma involved. But this is one of the great collections, comic collections out there. And whenever I can get a piece of a great collection, like, I have a piece of this collection, of Billy Wright collection, where he was a Virginia boy, and it was 256 issues in this collection, and they were all from between 1935 and 1941 or two. And so I have one of those issues in Old Adventure Comics, and in that collection there was Action 1, Detective 27, 45 of the most expensive comics were in that, that collection. So I have a Billy Wright book. There's a lady that died in the past year. Now I'm blanking on her name right now, but she was in Vermont. She had a store called Earth Prime Comics, and she had every DC comic ever.
I remember you talking about that, and I was just going to ask about her. Do you have one of hers?
I do. Phantom Stranger #5, and it is beautiful. And this is from the 1950s. Phantom Stranger, his first appearance was a 6-issue miniseries in 1952 to 53. I have issue 5. It is a really cool cover, and that came from her, Christine. It'll come to me, but I have her, Christine Farrell.
Okay.
And she owned Earth Prime Comics in Vermont, and she had every single DC issue. And let me tell you something. To have Detective 27, Action 1, that's cool. But you know what? Those issues were highly collectible. There are copies out there. The first 26 issues of Detective Comics, are you kidding me? That's hard. To have every issue of Rex the Wonder Dog. I always tell people, if money is no object, you can complete all 980-something issues of The Amazing Spider-Man way before you can complete the 43 issues of Rex the Wonder Dog. Because they're just scarce. So many of them are scarce. Especially, I think it's either 3 or 4 is the first Detective Chimp, and that one is really scarce.
Right.
But it's about scarcity. But to have those issues, to have new fun comics, the first comics are new comics.
Yeah.
Those early ones that were tabloid size, oh my God, for her to have tracked all those down, just amazing. But to have one of Christine Farrell's books mean a lot to me. So I ordered 2 books from this collection, and here's a 4.0 Swamp Thing 8. Why it's a 4.0, I have no idea, which is kind of interesting.
Look at the condition.
It's perfect. I know you can look up the number and find out, but there's nothing wrong.
Yeah,
with
there's no like phrase. There's no like.
So so
they can be strange.
If they had a Swamp Thing 9, I sure would have jumped on that, and I'm sure they did at some point. But I got into a game. But I got a Swamp Thing 8. I got a Bernie Wrightson, who's my favorite artist, cover on what's one of my favorite characters. So I have that. And then I got, a few weeks ago, we did our Jack Kirby show for Codex Station, and this was one of the covers I picked out. And because it was there, I said, okay, I've got to. This is this great Commandy cover.
Commandy.
The 9/6.
Look at that.
And this book looks every bit as good as that Swamp Thing. So
I was just going to say, the white is still white.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. And look at that great Kirby picture, and the mob guys and the great apes.
The great grill blowing up.
Yeah, being shot at, and Commandy on top of it.
Absolutely.
And I love, we always had
wow, that's pretty good.
He always had these sayings, or he always had the verbiage on the front. There was something sinister abroad in Chicago, and it wasn't the mobsters. The secret The Hidden Secret of the Last Gang of Chicago,
The
and it's got this
Last Gang.
label designed by the family for the selling secret.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty cool.
it was really cool to have these and to have a part of that collection.
That, yes, part of
You know,
history.
because I honor great collections when I buy a book like this. So
Mhm.
you know that so every time I show this book, I will tell the story of that collection,
And then it lives on.
and it lives on.
I mean,
Yep.
you know, yeah, exactly. You've told it here, you've told it on Codex. You know,
Anybody sees them in person, I will tell them.
exactly,
Maybe
exactly.
in
That's
50
a heck
years from
of a,
now, when I'm
yeah,
gone and buried, maybe somebody's showing one of mine, Uncle Gary book. So
absolutely, absolutely something from the Library of Comics.
there you go. So, one more newer item, and then I'm done with it for the
Yep,
new
yep.
stuff.
Take your time. No rush.
This Joker
Oh, wow, the Bronze
omnibus.
Age omnibus. Ooh, that is, now is it the thinner paper that you,
It is not necessarily thinner; it's lighter paper.
lighter
So
paper? That's
it's
what I
more
meant to
like
say,
the original
lighter.
newsprint, and
Yeah,
I've tried, and I believe I'm okay with it because the colors are a little bit truer as to what they
they
were.
really,
They're
yeah.
not overly glossy. So what I'm
Mhm.
hoping, because DC did this with the Warlord, and I was happy to get the Warlord book. So I think the colors produce much nicer
Yeah, I agree.
without all the glossiness.
Yep.
But the newer books that they're collecting like this, like they've just done the first volume of the Spectre Omnibus by Ostrander and Mandrake. I can't recommend that book highly. Those books were done on the higher quality paper, the original books. So I hope that when they continue those omnibuses, they will also be on that kind of paper.
Right.
But the older books that were on newsprint, if you want to do this, I'm good with it. But the newer books that weren't originally printed that way, print them on the glossy paper.
On the glossy paper.
That's
Yeah.
that's one thing. But this gets the Joker for anybody that's. I mean, this is a big book, but if you're a fan of the Joker and want some great stories, this is collecting the Joker's first ongoing, which was a 9-issue series, the Joker 1 through 9 from the 70s, and it also for the first time collects Joker 10, which was canceled and never saw print. So you get Joker 10 in here.
Okay.
You'll get and look at the Joker 10 cover. It had Wonder Woman and Black Canary and Flash on it. Black
Oh,
Canary's in a
wow.
book.
And yeah, look at that.
I would have
Oh,
loved
yeah.
to have had that book.
Yeah.
This is also collecting some of the Brave and the Bold Joker appearances, including this the 118 I just showed. The 118 is in there, and you're getting Batman 251, the famous cover where the Joker's holding Batman and he's hooked on a playing card where it's a giant Joker.
Yep.
You get you get the Detective Comics 475 and 476 that introduced the Joker Fish, which is great Marshall Rogers Joker story with so you want that. So anyway, this is a great volume. You know, it's pricey, but it will give you a lot of great Joker story.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Highly recommend it. So there you go.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to move right on into mine. I got Absolute Wonder Woman.
I look forward to reading that.
Giganta.
Grabbing the book.
Yeah, she's part of the Suicide Squad. It was a very good issue. This whole series has been great. I love anything witchy, and Diana being raised by Cersei and being a witch with having magic on top of being Wonder Woman still, you know, loving it.
I love the concept on the Absolute Wonder Woman. I really
absolutely. And then because I love his art, I also got the Derek Jew. I get his pretty much if he does variants for the titles that I get, I'm pretty much like there. He's definitely one of my favorite artists.
Do you feel compelled to have to get the A cover?
What was that?
Do you feel compelled to get the A cover on a book you're collecting? And
yes.
I do too. I feel like I have to get the A cover. And it was
kind of like after talking to you about the importance of having that. So I didn't as much, and I'm not as fastidious about it when I'm looking for back issues. So like you'll notice I have the A covers for everything from the Mindy Newell and the in the 92, the Jim Ballant, the 1 through 94. I have all the A covers for that. But the one with Brubaker and then Will Pfeiffer when he took over, so the 3rd series, 4th series, and 5th series, I do have some variants thrown in because I got those actually cheaper than I got the A covers, or the A cover wasn't available, but the variant was.
Right.
And I was just like,
don't let my sickness influence you now. I mean, I just feel obligated that
I had my own sickness before, and that's like a whole nother show about, I was into collecting when I was young, and then I got into high school and was kind of like, with comics, boys were much more important, and then I got pregnant and married young, and life kind of took over, but I started collecting again when Catwoman got that first series, 89, 90, right? When Mindy Knowles came out. But then my life got totally turned upside down in 97. And I for 6 years, I was on a roller coaster of trauma that did not allow me to collect comics. And when then I moved to Washington, and they didn't have a store, and I read a couple, but I hated having to read on the Kindle. That was before you could just do a panel at a time. And it ruined the experience for me.
Listen, I don't like to read any comic online now, even though the technology is better. When we review a book, it's like every now and then on the podcast, Sonny will have a book and we'll review it. If it's a book I don't own and I have to read it online, no matter the quality of the book, I always downgrade the grade I give it, just because I hate reading it online. It's not the book's fault.
No, it isn't. It isn't. But I'm kind of exactly the same way. Only with comics, I'll read novels on Kindle till the sun doesn't shine. I'll even do audiobooks, but I want my comics. And so I moved back here in 2023, find Comic Logic, and was able to just step right back into. And in 3 years, managed to get I'm current on number 84 on Catwoman, everything that she's, and I'll talk about that after this, because I did manage to grab something a couple of days ago that I'm really excited about. So Detective 1105 or 6, and I liked it. I thought it was a very fitting ending to the arc.
I haven't read it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it was a very good ending. I kind of like the whole way through. I kind of like how he knew he needed help. Batman's not one to ask for help very often.
No, he's not.
And so I really like that he had, that is something that been throughout this whole arc that I thought has been really kind of good about that particular. And I do like what Tom Taylor's doing with the story. So as long as normally I would only get it if Catwoman's in it, but I've been getting it steadily for now 3 years because the story's just been too good.
It's been good. Listen, I like Ram V as a writer on a lot of things, but that arc he did just got too dense.
Agreed. And Tom Taylor just he took off with it, and it's been great ever since. So I also got, as I think you did as well, the Harley Quinn 59.
Yep.
I really enjoyed it. I love that they have an that she and Poison Ivy have an open relationship. This little tete-a-tete that she's been doing with what's her name, has been Althea. Yeah. It's just been hilarious. It's really been comical for me. So, and I thought the date was, the whole thing was cute.
I look forward to it. And Poison Ivy's having fun with Janet
with Janet, and Harley dipped into that too. So and so did Crocs. Janet from HR is getting around.
Yes, she is.
I also, of course, got the V-Day because I have the Batman and Catwoman one. So I got the Harley Quinn.
I got Diane that
Ivy one.
I got her that one for Valentine's Day, and I also got her the Lois and Superman one.
Superman and Lois. That's the only one I don't have. Justice League Unlimited, very glad to see this terrific 10.
Yeah.
And I've said it all along. It kind of lost me mainly because I didn't care about any of those characters except for Mr. Terrific. He was the only one I even knew about, It was hard to get invested. There were a couple issues that were really good though, like this was part 5, so part 3 and parts 4 were really good in it. But
have you been reading Cheshire and Catwoman Rob the Justice League?
No.
Okay, the trade of that will come out. I think it was in the news.
That's what I was waiting for.
Get the trade. It is great. Nicola
Chris just said the same thing.
And Greg Rucka writing it. It is a caper. It is fantastic.
Yes, I totally agree, Krista. Harley has good taste. I'm totally planning on reading it because I heard it was really good, but I have to limit what I get, and so I have to save them for the Vexter variant.
I heard that. Well, if you're going to buy
the Valentine's Day of Green Arrow and Black Canary, because it's just these have all been Chrissy's art has just been so cute on all.
They should have done an Aquaman and Murrah. Come on,
they really should have. I agree. So that was it for DC. I had a couple of Marvel. The Rogue #2.
Oh, that's a cool cover.
Isn't that cool? Nakayama's just doing great. He's doing all the covers, and his art has been amazing. So I'm going to be the story. The #1 was really strong. So I'm looking forward to. I haven't read this one yet, so it's the only one I haven't read yet because I just got the Rogue Storm from the Age of Revelations, and it played directly into the first issue of both Rogue and Storm. And I kind of didn't know what was going on. So I have those 3 issues now, and I want to read them first before I then continue on with Rogue and Storm. Because I want to know what's going on. I was kind of like that with Sorcerer Supreme. I went and got the Doom #9 because everybody was like, oh, if you're going to read Wanda Sorcerer Supreme. Why does my camera do that? There we go. Nice. You have to read Doom #9, so I went and got Doom #9, and I'm glad I did because it made more sense, and it was a touching story. It was when he saved the Reed girl, his goddaughter,
Valeria.
Yeah. Oh, it was a beautiful story. It was really, for me, it was a one-shot, even though I know there were 9 issues, but it was a beautiful story.
It's Doom's weakness, the feelings he has for his goddaughter. Yeah.
Exactly. I think his feelings in general, for the people that he cares about,
And he respects her, which is pretty cool too.
Exactly. So as we talked about earlier, they did a little one-shot. So of course I got my Archie.
Oh, nice.
Space Adventures, and it was cute. It had, like 4 different stories of them going out into space, and it was a typical Archie comic. It's my guilty pleasure. It's like me really, it's the one key tie to my childhood that makes me smile when I read it, So I told Rob, I was like, I just need to start adding these I don't get the regular one, but these one-shots I pretty much always get.
And so the ones I get are the ones, the Archies I like.
Like the Betty and Me that I got the facsimile of when you talked about beating off the guys in the water. Yes. I like those too. Yes,
there's a pearl necklace one.
They remind me of all of John's underground freak, Fabulous Furry Freak Brother and Fritz the Cat and Mr. Natural covers. Those are some risque covers. Some of those very tongue-in-cheek. Ooh la la.
I'll have to show you the cover of Vegetable Lover.
Have you
seen that? Okay, because a bunch of us at the Codex Station have it.
It's the one with the corn husk, right?
Yes.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
We already talked about Hyde Street. We got the A cover.
Yes, you did.
Loved it. So good. I really love Sisterhood. It's really hard to pick between how good all these monsters on, because and I'm hoping we're going to see Violet and Sophie again.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping we get to see that the end of Sisterhood was not the last of Violet and Sophie. Okay, now we're moving into we're in my Independence. I'm really enjoying this. I got the new Tomb Raider by Dark Horse. This is the second issue. Finally getting her going and to go get an artifact. This little green necklace that she's wearing is going to be important, and it was stolen. That's not really a spoiler, because that was in the write-up that Dark Horse put out for the comic. But it's been good. It's been a typical Lara Croft comic. I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do with the new show with Sophie Turner as Lara Croft. I've always been a Tomb Raider fan. One of the very first video games I ever played in the late 80s was a Tomb Raider game. That and the Catwoman game that came out in like 82 was on Nintendo really briefly. And last but very not least is also one that you showed last night, Voyeur.
Yeah, I look forward to reading it. I've enjoyed it.
This was an ooh la la.
There was a little steam on it.
Have you read it yet?
No, I've not read this issue.
All right, so I won't do any spoilers, but flip through the pages.
Okay, well, I'll have to.
It was woof.
Did you get Ripcord?
I did. I loved Ripcord. I cannot wait for number 2 to come out.
Ripcord, and that's Ignition too. And then Krista probably remembers. I don't remember what company, but Ordained. Oh my God, Ordained was so good.
I heard Ordained. I'm reading Marian Heretic, which has also been really good. And I do kind of like those. Oh, my Catholic family is just gonna hate.
Well, Ordained.
But I love those. I love those twisted religious kind of.
This one is more of a crime thing. Where
is it really?
Yeah, it's like John Wick is a priest. It's a priest. It's only had one issue out, and he hears last rites to this mobster that's going to die, and the mobster recovers, and he has told the priest things for last rites as he confessed that he doesn't want anybody to know. So now this priest's life is a little bit in danger, but he's not just a priest. He's a bad he's a bit of a bad
okay, so it's different than I thought it was.
He's a bad dude. He's a bad dude, and knocking him off is not going to be so easy.
Bad dude, or
no, not quite. Well, more John Wickish. You know that there's something. He takes his vows seriously, and he's reluctant to have to act, but he's saving his life, and he's going to do what he has to do to save his life. But yeah, they're coming after him because he knows things now that he should not know.
Okay.
Oh, bad idea. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so I'll have to get that trade as well.
Right. It's only one issue in so far, and I'm eagerly anticipating.
Okay. Well, then if they have a copy, Krista, if you're still listening, if there's a copy of number 1 still in the store, put it in my box, please.
I don't.
If there's not, then and I'm sure if it's that popular and good, they'll probably do a second printing. They've been doing that. A lot of the comic publishers have been doing. Like I got 2 of the 6 of the Bug Wars that I got. One was a third printing and one was a second printing. And the first printing had a Peach Momoko cover. It was gorgeous. So of the Spider Witch. I love you so much, Krista. What was I going to say? Oh, so I don't have anything that came in like auctions, and I haven't been to any comic shows or anything lately, although I'm hoping to get to the Schaff one that either comes to Maryland or Annandale the next time. That I think it's going to be later in March.
The Annandale is. So this weekend.
This coming
weekend is in Frederick. Frederick this coming weekend.
Okay.
March. What is that? The 8th.
Yeah.
So Mike, Chris,
maybe I'll talk to John and see if we can both go out there.
Mike, Chris, Dan, and I. Dan and Sal will be there. Mike, Chris, and I are all going to ride up together. Chris is going to come in Saturday, and come here and crash here, and then we'll all get together the next day. But it's the Schaff show is on, let's just get my calendar out. Yeah, it's the 8th, Sunday the 8th, and then on Sunday the 22nd will be the Annandale one.
In the Annandale one. Okay. Only because I want to see if I can find a couple of those Cloak and I'm hoping to find that 1985 Cloak and Dag, those 3 issues that I need. So, but big news. So I have had, as you know, I've been on the hunt for Lois Lane 70 for 3.5 years. And I was talking on Wednesday about the guy that was selling a piss poor copy and wanted $100 for it, right? Blue magic marker, like down the front of the cover, and torn to pieces, all of the staples coming out. Well, anyway, I got a notice from my comic shop. Do you know what that is for online?
Online.
I have a few things that are like special. A couple of like Batman 50s from the wedding that are real special covers for her and Catwoman in her wedding dress and stuff on there. And I had Lois Lane 70, and I got a notice 3 days ago that an auction was starting. I won the auction, and
Nice.
I only went $10 over my budget.
Wow. And a copy that you like.
And it's still white. All of the staples are intact. They said that it's a 6 to a 7 grade.
Wow.
So we'll see. I'm going to do a little unboxing. That'll be my first little reel for, short video. But I'm going to do a little unboxing when it comes in.
Well, congratulations.
I am tickled to death because, she made very few appearances in the Silver Age. Very few.
And this completes you, right?
And this completes my Silver Age runs for her.
And that is her first Silver Age appearance.
First Silver Age appearance. And I've had 71 for a while, which I got for a steal. It's not in great shape. It's not in terrible shape, but I got it for $6. So I wasn't complaining.
No.
I would have paid $6 for the one that had writing all over it.
Right.
I wasn't going to pay $100 for it. And he messaged me back and was like, oh, well, eBay says it's acceptable. I was like, not to any real good comic collector. This would be considered poor.
Well, my rule is when you're looking at a book and you're considering buying it, if it's got a defect that you can live with and makes the price affordable, go ahead and get it. But if it's got a defect to it that your eye is always going to go to it and you're going to have a bad feeling, do not buy it. Because every time you look at that book, you're going to see that defect and regret it. Yeah. So find out, just know yourself and know whether it's going to be something you're going to live with.
Damien the one that sells the older higher dollar comics.
Warthog Comics, Damien Hill. Yeah.
He told me, because I was talking about a guy who was trying to sell for like $75 just the cover. The comic was gone.
Right.
But he had the two the front and the back. And I was like, it's ridiculous to spend that much just for the cover. I mean, the whole point is to have the comic. And he was like, but some people, some people would buy that for $75 and then wait to get a really crappy copy that has a shitty cover and then pay somebody like Kent to flip them out.
And you know what you call that?
Fortunately, I didn't have to. I thought about doing that. Like,
no, but you know what the term for when you do that, what they call
what is that?
Marrying it.
Oh, okay.
Marrying. So you marry, or you find, usually, I guess it's more so when you have a cover and you find a copy without a cover, but you marry together and you put them together.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. But again, I'm not going to pay $75 for just a cover. That's I'm on a limited budget. So
there are books that are thousands of dollars for the covers, or thousands of dollars for a coverless book because of the whatever the key aspect of that book might be.
I like I have the Batman 187, 97, and the Batman 210. The two covers, the Catwoman's in the weird costumes. One of them, she's in the green. It kind of looks like the 60s show, but it's green
Mhm.
instead of black. And the other one has her in the leotard with the blue tights and the funky boots and the weird mask, short bob
The, the,
haircut.
yeah, she was on that in a Wonder Woman cover too.
Yes, and I have that. I have the because it
Mhm.
was a continuation of the story, and I have both of those. And I have two of them slabbed because they were in not great condition, and I really didn't want them to deteriorate any more than they were going to. And one's a 3, one's a 3.5, but I didn't slab them for the grade. I slabbed them to preserve them to not degrade.
Understood.
All right. Well, moving on from uh I'm giving your book a facial. Yes. I like that term better than marrying,
hmm
Krista. I
hmm
do. Um Moving on to the topic discussion of the night. Because I don't want to keep you all night. So I want to hear, who is your favorite female character? Can be either Marvel or DC, whichever. Like if you could only pick one that you could get the comic for. That's kind of how I want you to think about it, right? Of females. And then yeah, your favorite writer and your favorite artist, and tell me why.
All
They're your
right.
favorites.
Well, when first I do want to, I want to show a couple items that I have by some cool female creators.
Okay.
Now, I showed this earlier, but I showed it kind of quickly. I didn't want y'all to see too much. But first of all, this House of Secrets 92, do we know who this lady is? It is a lady that's known.
I don't know who she is, but she reminds me of Anne Margaret, but I don't quite know why.
It is a famous comic creator, and she signed it to me with a little heart. That
Oh
is
my gosh.
that is Louise Simonson.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So back in the
And
day,
that's her.
that is her. She modeled for this. Uh,
Okay.
she was Louise Jones back in the day, married to, I think it was Jeffrey Jones, who was an artist,
Mhm.
and Kaluta and Wrightson and Jones. These guys, they lived in the same apartment building, whatever. And she was like the den mother to these guys, and they all
Okay.
loved her. They all were
You
in love
got it.
with her, loved her.
That's
And
beautiful.
so she's married now, Wheezy, as she's referred to, as she's commonly referred to as a sweet person, married to Walter Simonson. And
Okay.
when you go to convention and meet them, they're wonderful people. She was a great writer, wrote Superman for a while, wrote X Factor for a long time, wrote Power Pack. But this is her, and so I had her sign that, and she, even put a little heart
Awesome.
on it,
And she gave you a little heart. I love
a
it.
little heart on it, and she was
That's
a
awesome.
absolute sweetheart. So a lot of love to her. Great
Okay.
female creator.
Okay.
And her and Walter Simonson, what a great power couple in the comic industry.
Mhm.
Um,
Like
one of
Jim
my
Ballard's
favorite books,
Holly D.
and Liz, if you haven't read this, and I would imagine you have, this is one of the greatest books of all time, The Pro.
I have not. I might have to read that.
She curses, she smokes, she breastfeeds, she blows away the competition. She's the most like-minded person on earth to get
Of course,
superpowers.
it's an image.
She's the
She's the
pro.
pro. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Garth Ennis, Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti. And so Amanda wrote on there, I love to screw Gary for money. And then yeah, she signed it, Jimmy signed it, and Garth
Oh my
Ennis.
gosh, that's great. Okay, I might have to check that out. I might have
The
to check
comic
that
shop
out.
usually has copies of this. I bet Krista
Okay,
read the
I'll have
anyway.
to go look.
So Amanda
Absolutely.
Connor, I have a lot of love for her. I absolutely, one of my favorite female characters.
Of course, Power Girl.
Krista, I knew Krista.
Amanda Connor again.
Amanda
Yeah.
Connor. Now here you go.
Oh wow.
So Jimmy signed
Yeah,
it,
I
and
haven't heard anything signed.
Amanda did the
Oh my
remark.
god, I love that. I love the pen and ink.
I
Oh,
love to get hardback signed. I am not so much a fan of getting a regular comic signed because to me it's
yeah.
like defacing it. I will sometimes, but I love to have the hardback volumes signed. And
Mhm.
Amanda and Jimmy's Power Girl, so good. So I
Okay.
had my hands here, and I was like, "That's been improper." I had my hands there, but I love I love the Power Girl. She was one of my favorite female characters. And then now I'm going to give you legends, an absolute legend and pioneer. That's a
Okay.
female. It's a volume of Aquaman, and it is signed by this lady. She passed away within the past year, I believe. The great Ramona Fradon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, she does some great art. Now she was big in the 50s,
And
right?
60s, yep. And
Okay.
even into the 70s, Ramona Fradon, fantastic. And she also co-created Metamorpho. So,
Okay. Okay. Nice.
but she was did a lot of these Aquaman backup stories for many, many years. She was the Aquaman artist. So Ramona Fradon, a lot of love for her, and
Oh, look
some
at
of her
that.
work. So she was a pioneer. Her career was kind of paralleled at Marvel by Maurice Severin. So anyway, absolute legend. So love to Ramona Fradon, love to Maurice Severin.
And I
So,
love that you pull out old school.
oh, absolutely. So
Absolutely. I mean, I should have known better because, of course, you will, right? That's why you're the Ric Flair of comics, right?
that's
Uh,
right.
but it's
Love,
so amazing because that now gives me people to go look for. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I want to go learn about the pioneers,
absolutely.
you
Like I said,
know, who opened the doorways for the Teeny Howards and the Gail Simones and the Joelle Jones and Louise
Simon. Yep.
Simonson, Leah William, all of them, the ones that came first who opened those doors because prior to the 70s, it was hard for women to break into any career outside of a secretary or receptionist. I mean, to be honest, right?
That's right. And
Um, so yeah, these women
Maurice Severin
that
didn't just do
broke
Marvel.
the mold.
Maurice Severin was also working on the EC comics in the 50s
Okay.
and went to Marvel.
Okay.
So
And EC is the ones that put out like the House of
Har
Mystery
no,
and
no, no.
the
DC did House of Mystery and House
okay.
Secrets. EC did Vault of Terror,
Vault of Terror. Okay.
Tales from the Crypt, Haunt of
Okay.
Fear,
Yeah. Okay.
crime suspense stories.
Do you
They're the
remember
ones
the TV
that
show
almost Tales
Tales
from the
from the
Crypt.
Crypt
That's exactly where it
from the
came from.
comics, right?
Yep. And the EC is the reason why comics were almost shut down by the by Congress in the 50s was
Because
because
they
of
were so violent.
they're so
I do
violent.
remember that. I do
Mm-hmm.
actually. There was actually that was actually covered in my history of pop culture class when I was getting my master's in history.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They had Senate congressional hearings. So
Yep.
the old school, they're the old school. So Ramona Fradon, Marie Severin, and her husband John Severin was an artist at Marvel too. So they were another great power couple. Current people, I really love Nicola Scott or Nicola Scott. I'm not sure how she
Mhm.
pronounces. Love her work.
Her art.
I don't know if you remember. She did that series of covers for DC where they were doing all the covers
Yes,
would have.
all of the I caught all of them. I
Mm-hmm.
got the Batman one, the Wonder Woman one, the Catwoman one, the Harley, the Poison Ivy. I
I got
loved her
every
art.
damn one,
Yep.
every one. So
Yep.
Sarah Pichelli is great. Becky Cloonan, Joelle Jones, of course, is a writer and an artist.
Yes.
I couldn't track it down, but somewhere I have a Joelle Jones book where she did a head sketch for me, which was really cool.
Oh, cool.
So that was really good.
She's
But
definitely in my top 5.
I love Jenny Frison.
Mhm.
I love her work. But as far as female artists, I tell you what, I'm going to say old school. I just, for what she's done, I'm going to give Ramona Fradon. But for new school, I really love Amanda Conner and Nicola Scott. So I can't differentiate. I want to give. I got too much love to give. So with those,
Yeah. It's
for,
okay. You can have a tie. You're allowed.
for writer, the writer is more definitive,
Okay.
and the writer for me is Gail Simone. Now I do want to have great love for Louise Simonson and Nocenti, Kelly Sue DeConnick, Willow Wilson, and but Gail Simone for me. And I also want to mention, let me mention this because I'll forget it after I talk about Gail. One of the greatest female impacts on my comic reading was Jeanette Kahn, who was a publisher for DC, who became publisher of DC in the late 70s. And she took over for Carmen Infantino. And one of my favorite books of all time was Warlord. And Warlord pretty much got canceled, even though Carmine said Infantino told Mike Grill he was going to have a year of it. And when she takes over, she's like, well, why isn't Warlord on the schedule? She goes, oh, Carmine canceled it. She goes, well, it's uncanceled. That's one of my favorite books. And she brought it back. And so that's, Mike Grill gives her a lot of credit for Jeanette Kahn to have done that. And then there was the Vertigo editor, and her name is slipping my mind. There's a Vertigo editor for DC in the 80s, and I don't think it was Kahn. It was someone else did that, and she was fantastic, and she was very, very important running the Vertigo line. So those are women big in the industry. Now, now back to the writer, Gail Simone. Gail Simone, what she did on Birds of Prey was fantastic. What she did on Villains United, which became Secret Six, was great. She was so great. Now, here's, and I got to tell her this in person because she was Mike Harbor, Mighty Mike, who Mike. He was her handler at one of the All Stars that we did, and she said he's the best handler that she ever had. Getting her to her signing booth and all that other stuff. Loved him, and I got to speak with her, and she was a former hairdresser. She's a redhead, so there's things my wife has in common, and we talked about what a hard job that is. And what I got to tell her at a panel was that she gets so much credit for writing women. But I said that almost does her a disservice because you deserve so much credit for the way you write men, because in Secret Six, you made people give a damn about Adam Blake, Catman, a character who was just a throwaway Batman villain. Now, Catman used to be a Golden Age character. Right. And then DC bought the rights and just kind of made him a second-rate villain. Third-tier Batman villain.
Yeah, I have the issue where he goes after Catwoman. A couple issues. He goes after Catwoman. Yeah.
Right. And so in the Golden Ages, it was Catman and Kitty. Kitty was his sidekick. But this was nobody was doing anything with Catman, and she made you love. I think his name was Adam Blake, but anyway, she made you Thomas Blake. She made you love this character who's complex. What a great character! And the other thing she did was Bane is a really cool character. I have never enjoyed Bane as much as when she wrote Bane, and she had Bane. She wrote a Bane who had an affection for Scandal Savage, who was Vandal's daughter, and Scandal and Bane, she wasn't playing on the same team Bane was playing on. She liked girls, right? But Bane had this affection for her, but they still had a affectionate relationship. And it was really wonderful. And
I think she does human relationships really well.
Oh,
I have also read the Megapolopolis.
Leaving Megapolis.
Yes.
By Jim Calafiore.
Yes, and her. And
so good.
She's definitely in my top 5 as well. So
she did Leaving Megapolis and Surviving Megapolis. So there's 2 volumes.
I'll have to get the surviving one.
Get the second.
I'm only about a quarter of the way through Leaving. So
so good. And Jim Calafiore, who's been at the shop and assigned stuff for us.
I have my
that's right
Catwoman sketch that he did.
I think who told you to come show up because he'll draw you a sketch? Somebody told
you.
Yeah, damn right it was. That was me. He said, "Well, I don't have it."
I also got one of the. He signed a. I got one of those posters of his that prints that's the same size as like these Catwomen that are behind me, of all of the DC of the Gotham.
Right.
Like
the back
family, all the villains. Yeah.
That's from his Batman. That's from his Gotham Underground. and those were connecting covers. That was a series of 9 connecting covers, and
Ooh,
he put the image together. And
yeah,
so I have that signed, and
nice.
so good. So Jim Calafiore, good friend of the shop, but get those. But Gail Simone, to me, I think
So she'd be your number. So
my
she's your
number
number
one
one, and
female.
then the Ross.
The artist. I'm going to break that into golden age and
Yeah,
modern. Golden age, I got to, and silver, I got to give it to Ramona Fraden because she's a
Ramona.
trailblazer.
Yep.
Her and Marie Severin, and then with the
Modern.
modern one, it's Nicola Scott. It's
Yeah,
Amanda.
and Amanda Connor. Okay,
Yeah,
all good picks. All good
and,
picks.
and one is cartoony. Amanda Connor is the more cartoony, humorous, and Nicola Scott is just straightforward, gorgeous. And
Very.
she did the art on that.
Mhm.
Cheater in Cheshire robbed the Justice League.
Oh,
And it
okay.
is so good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that trade. I'm totally
Yeah.
looking forward to getting that trade. So let's move on to the record show you guys had.
One more
Before we
thing.
do that,
Favorite
okay.
female character.
Oh yes, I thought that was the Power Girl that you showed.
I love Power Girl. She's right up there. Murrah is right up there.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch is way up there.
Okay.
But and I should be picking the redhead Murrah, but I gotta say it's Diana.
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Oh, Catwoman. Catwoman is also way up there. Catwoman is also way up there.
No,
Who's also on that tier.
Diana's my number 2. So
Diana's at I think the top of the pyramid for me, and then after that, it would probably be.
And I can't blame you for that. Hi, John. Good to see you.
Yeah. See, John
knows. Yeah.
But yeah, Diana's so iconic, such a great character.
And she's such a role model for young girls. Like those were, yes, my dad gave me the Batman comics, but those weren't the ones that he went. Those were his, that he was like, here, these were mine when I was a kid. When he was out buying me new comics in the 70s, they were all Wonder Woman. Yeah, he thought my obsession with Selena wasn't healthy. I needed to be focused on an icon like Diana, read Wonder Woman.
Gloria Steinem was even in Wonder Woman's corner.
Yes. And of course I grew up as you did on the Super Friends on Saturday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman for a while was the only woman.
Yep.
So but yeah, so I could totally see her sitting.
Oh, Canary is also way up there on my list.
Yeah, too. It's hard, isn't it? You could do just a top 10 on women.
Easily.
Yeah. Easily. Which now segues us right into Codex's top 10 of Marvel. What a show you guys had. 4+ hours. Were you late getting up for your bus?
No, I got up for the bus.
I slept until 9:30 the next morning.
So I wake up. I usually get up at 4:30, and then I
Oh my God!
Because
you didn't go to bed till after.
Well, no. I get up at 4:30 and I move from the bed to the recliner because with my leg I got to realign my back and all that because I'm in pain. I'm in pain with my leg all the time the way I sleep, so I have to realign things with my back. And I get to a recliner about 4:30, and then I get the last bit of my sleep, and I get up at like 5:40, and then that's when I start moving. But I get about another hour. There in that recliner. But anyway. I was dragging a bit that next day. So I guess I had 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Then usually I come home and I like to come home, I work out, get on the bike, work out, and
all good choices, Krista.
Have something to eat, and then try to get a nap. If I can get a half-hour nap, it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. I didn't get that opportunity on Friday, so that made it a little bit longer of a day. But it was an epic 4-hour show. It was our top 10. Marvel characters, and
everybody had, and I thought it was interesting that there were characters, not many, but there were characters that made every list.
One character made every list.
Daredevil. No,
Spider-Man.
because Spider-Man wasn't on mine.
No. I'm sorry. I meant the four.
Oh, yours, yes. But I was going to say one character made all 4 lists and made everybody's, and that was Daredevil.
Well, he was character people love. Everybody loves.
So, yeah, I was at least kind of surprised at that. But
Everybody loves
yeah,
Scarface.
Spider-Man was on all of you, and that doesn't surprise me. I had him on my list, but I bumped him for Jessica Jones because I like her a little bit more.
Well,
so,
give her some love. That's what we do. I mean, I was the only one that had Cannonball. Tone was the only one that had Sunspot.
Yep.
So we had
and Chris was the only one that had Moon
Knight.
Moon Knight. No, not Moon Knight. The woman. Maybe her name's not Moon. The Indian woman.
Oh, Danielle Moonstar.
Moonstar. Thank you.
Garage. Yeah. One of the new mutants.
Yes. Yep. It was a very again. We talked about it briefly in the pre-show. I was really surprised how diverse my Marvel list was compared to my DC. You know, like I only had Rocket from Milestone. Okay,
I see what you did there, John.
Yep. I love the pun. My Marvel list was really diverse. It was almost half and half, men and women. There was 6 women, 4 men. But DC, I only had 2 guys, Batman and Preacher. And if I hadn't read Preacher, it would have only been 1 guy, Batman.
Yep. Well, I didn't have any villains on my Marvel or DC list. So
I think you almost have to do a separate list for villains.
Well, I that's because I had so many that I couldn't break into my top 10. I had to do that to get myself through it, because how do you not have Joker on a list? How do you not have,
right.
Doom
that should be the next one you guys do. You should do top villain, and you should do it the same way. Villains DC, villains Marvel.
Well, what we're doing this week we have a show, because Sal's still we're not giving him a big workload because Sal lost his mom. And so I think the funeral, I believe, is Tuesday. Anyway, so we're doing another top 10 this week, and it will be top 10 teams.
Ooh, okay.
So I will top 10 teams.
I'll have to put my list together. Could be either DC Marvel,
either DC or independent.
Well, one of the teams that I had last Thursday night would be back on that list, which is
I will tell you
my favorite team, Cloak and Dagger. I just love them so much.
They're more of a duo. So
okay, true, because it's only the 2 of them. So the team has to be 3 or more?
3 or more.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yep. 3 or more.
I can live with that.
I think 3 or more. Even a trio may be pushing it, but I think we do too. But duo, definitely not doing duo.
Man.
I'm going to say with probably 95% certainty, I'll give you a preview, there will be a very, very female-centric team on my list that Gail Simone wrote a lot of issues of.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know what it is.
So there you go. So I think
I really loved her run of that. And I really actually liked Kelly Thompson's run, too. I hope they bring it back with all this new stuff that they're going to do. Speaking of Catwoman, Absolute Catwoman dropping in June, getting 6 issues. Super excited about that.
I've gotten all the Absolute issues so far, so I'll certainly get her. Look, I get Absolute Martian Manhunter. I don't know what in the hell is going on in that one.
I stuck with just my 2, just Batman and Wonder Woman. I kind of regret not getting Superman, only for the crossover stuff. Right. I don't like Flash or Green Lantern or Martian Manhunter enough to warrant, but I loved the Absolute Evil, but I had to have somebody explain to me who the villains were for each person, because I'm not following the others.
Right.
I'm excited about the Absolute Catwoman. I'm excited for the rest of the Sirens. That first issue was so strong.
I enjoy that too. And I tell you, if we do a top female character list in DC, if it's if it's important character, I mean, yeah, that's different from favorite. But if it's important, if
Yes.
you do a female important one, damn near the top of my list is probably going to be Ma Kent.
Yeah.
For
Well,
importance,
yeah. I mean, I really can understand, because if it wasn't for her, would Superman be
the compassionate being that he
being
is.
that he is?
And
Exactly.
same goes for
You
Paul Kent.
have to, the Kents have so much to do with that.
Yep.
No, I completely agree. If you were, my list would be very different on top, like you said, top influential versus
Right.
top favorites. Because of
That's
course,
right.
top favorites, Selena's sitting at the top of my list, but influential, she's
Right.
probably not even on the list. Maybe low on the
Well,
list.
she would definitely. I think she
You
would
know,
definitely
she
be.
has some influence with Batman and has, I think, always had a very positive influence on Gotham, but her influences on the whole DC, at the whole universe, multiverses as a whole, it's not been that huge. Whereas Diana has helped save multi universes over and over again. Mira's saved the world from being drowned by the
Yeah.
oceans. I mean, do you know what I mean? So
Oh, and Blackest Night when we
Diana's done. So yes, favorite. She's boom, number one, always. But influential.
I think she's pretty influential in the when we did Murrah as a character. The big badass moment was in Brightest Day, and she stopped the tidal wave.
Yes, I
That,
remember. I
that was pretty.
remember. I have that book on my.
Yep.
I have it on my reading list
Yep.
because of that show. I actually read Black Label's Aquaman Andromeda, because that same guy that I sent you the article about Swamp Thing
Mm-hmm.
last week, I read his column regularly, and he put out this thing, the three most influential Black Label series that any DC fan must read. And it was Aquaman Andromeda and Criminal Insanity and Wonder Woman Dead Earth. And I have all of them. I've only read Aquaman Andromeda, and I have to admit the art was phenomenal, but the story was really good, and Aquaman was barely in it.
Barely in it.
Barely in it, but the story was so compelling.
It was a Manta book.
So compelling. But I have the other two, but I haven't read them yet. I did just finish Wonder Woman Historia, that Black Label 3-issue series.
Mm-hmm.
Was so good.
Have you read the Hikatia?
Which one?
The Hikatia? Greg Rucka. Yeah.
I don't think so. I'll have to.
Greg Rucka, and I believe that might have been Nicola Scott doing the art on that.
Okay.
And it was a great Wonder Woman book, and I think it's Hyticka. It's I think it's a Greek word. It's like a debt of honor.
Yes. Yeah.
A young woman that Batman is chasing gets to the embassy from Themyscira that Wonder Woman's at, and asks for her protection. And Wonder Woman she recites this Hikatia, and Wonder Woman is bound to protect her from Batman. And Bruce is not happy. And,
that's excellent.
She kicks his butt.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She's a demigod after all. He is just
right.
human with gadgets. One thing I love about him is that he's just a human with gadgets. But, the other Wonder Woman that I just finished, that I got on a fluke because somebody put the middle one, it was a 3-issue arc, and somebody put the middle one in my box thinking I might like it. And then, of course, I had to go get the 2 on either end. And it was Wonder Woman 17, 18, and 19 from 1988, where the first reappearance of Circe in that, I guess, is technically considered the modern age from the 80s. Right?
Perez was doing that, yep.
Yes, yeah. There was all 3 stories by George Perez. Oh, that was so good. And, of course, the Do I have it out still? I don't. The final cover, she's all, typical Wonder Woman, bound.
I tell you what. So there was Wonder Woman in the early in this from about Wonder Woman 196 to I want to say 208. She was bound on almost half of those issues. It was
Yes,
just
they even talked about that in the movie that they made about his creator and how they were into BDSM, and he and his wife and his lover.
William Moulton Morrison and
Yeah,
Elizabeth and
Marston,
Olive Byrne.
right?
Marston, yep.
And yeah, I watched that movie and it was really good, actually.
Also, the creator of the lie detector, which is what the
no, but
truth is.
it was, it was the one thing that ironically that Linda Carter commented that she spent at least a part of every episode in the first season also bound in some way, shape, or form that she has to get out of. All because of the influence of all those covers. So, yeah.
Listen, I was in 1976, 77 when that show was on. I was a young lad of 12, 13. Linda Carter, she
oh my God, she's still
she was for a young man my age.
Oh, I bet.
It was all hot and bothered over that.
Yeah, see, for me, I was only 10, and for me, it was still Sean Cassidy and Leif Garrett back, in the 70s.
I made the joke
when
that
we were young.
I went in to see, I don't know if you ever seen the movie The Deep.
Yes.
Deep came out in 1977.
Jacqueline Bisset.
The first 10 minutes of that movie.
My dad when we first got a VHS, my dad must have watched that over and over again.
I walked in, so in 1977, I guess I was 13. I walked into that theater a boy and walked out a man.
That's hilarious.
I was influenced.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. Well, Gary, we are coming up on 9 o'clock, and I don't want to keep you any longer than I absolutely have to. I so appreciate you.
Absolutely. It was an absolute pleasure.
I talked to Mike, and because Krista had talked to Mike, and we were going to have Mike on, but then he said it was his daughter's birthday, and I was like, please, no, I don't want to. I don't want to take you away on your daughter's birthday. I can schedule you another time. And you had said that you would
absolutely
do it. So we really love having you here. Hope to have you on again. If you have any of those top 10 women lists,
we want to have you on.
I was going to say, I put in a request to be a guest.
Absolutely.
Maybe she get me and Tessa. I'd love to do a show with Tessa too. She was so fun when you guys did the Poison Ivy.
Yeah, did she do a Zatanna show with us too?
She did the Zatanna too, because one of her favorite covers was the DCKO that hadn't even come out yet.
Right.
I have it. I got that same one.
That's a great cover. Yeah, we all ended up.
Wow, we all got that cover, right? Anyway, again, I appreciate you. Hope to have you back again.
Absolutely.
I always learn something from you. Every time I see you, I feel like I learn something new about the wonderful world of comics.
And it costs you money.
And
it costs you money because
and you have an amazing wife. She's she's starting to be a dear friend. Tell her, speaking of, I can't do game night this Tuesday, but next Tuesday.
Was it scheduled this Tuesday? I didn't even know.
Normally we try to do it on the first Tuesdays, but I've got a whole bunch going on.
I don't think she was prepared for it, so that's probably good news. Then
exactly. I'll text her.
I'll tell her y'all need to get together.
Please feel better.
Yep.
We missed you terribly, but
I'm sorry I scared you, Krista. I'm sorry you were frightened up here with me.
He was fine. He didn't bite. No. Didn't scare anybody off.
You got to pay extra for biting.
Right. Yeah. No. I would imagine your wife would have something to say about that too.
No biting. She lets me bite. The only
Sean
person
would have the same thing. No biting rule.
She lets me bite Chris. That's it. Just words saying I can bite Chris. But then again, I do have to make sure I have the rabies shot beforehand.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the stream, guys.
Yep.
So thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciated it. And we hope to see you again next week, where Krista will be back and we will be talking about Sirens issue 2. I think it's all next week. Otherwise, everybody, we will see you in the funny papers. Have a great night.
Bye.